Terry Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Coach Malone called Rodney Hood the MVP of this game. What was it that we've seen Rodney Hood play in the last couple of years, and he has not played the way he has played in the last few games. What is it, do you think, that has been responsible for the reemergence of Rodney Hood?
Well, I can't speak to, before he got to Portland, but, in this series, I think he bounced back from the Oklahoma City series. I think he's had some favorable matchups, and we've been able to take advantage of him, but he's obviously tonight with making threes. Oklahoma City struggled shooting the threes. He's shooting with confidence, and that just kind of snowballs. But I think when you see the ball go in, it especially with a scorer like Rodney, it just kind of snowballs a little bit.
Front row center, please.
Jared Kelly, KGW. Zach Collins had 14 points and 5 rebounds tonight. In this series, he's averaging about 8 fouls per 36 minutes, and tonight he only had 2. How important was it that he was able to stay out of foul trouble for your team tonight?
Well, he had a big impact on the game. Obviously he played the whole fourth quarter, probably played the whole second quarter. So the fact that first quarter we fouled a lot, got him to the free throw line, but the fact that he was able to impact the game at the defensive end and stay out of foul trouble, it's important for him. I thought that the charge he took on Jokic was a big-time play. He got some blocks. But if he continues to do that, I think that's part of his growth as a young player, is learning what he can do and what he can't do. And I think the playoffs kind of helps him as well, because it's not called quite as tight probably as during the regular season.
To your right on the wall, please.
Terry, with Dame got going in that third quarter, it seemed like some of the picks were set up a little bit higher. Is that what was happening for him?
Yeah, I mean, we've been trying to do that a little bit more, open up the court. At the end of the third quarter, we kind of went to a smaller lineup, so there's more space on the court. But some of it, he made really good plays as well.
Here in the back and the left.
Coach AJ McCord, CBS Portland. When you have two guys like Zach and like Rodney who came into the game and were clearly on fire, clearly having a good night, how do you make the decision to ride them a little bit further in the second half in particular than you might have in a regular game?
Well, I thought it was a pretty easy decision. I mean, the impact Rodney had in the first half was clear. I thought Zach had the same impact in both halves defensively. And the bottom line, that group was going well. And, I didn't want to screw it up.
Okay, one behind you. In the back on the fourth row. Go ahead, Terry.
Kerry Eggers, Portland Tribune. Terry, just a general comment on how you guys came out tonight in an elimination game, and then also looking ahead at Game 7. How do you feel about that?
Well, I like the way we came out. We kind of got behind the 8 ball a little bit early in the first quarter, fouled a little bit too much. But I think it was not so much how we came out, but how we responded to being down 10 in the first quarter and didn't have a lot of momentum. But the way we came back in the first half was important, and then the way we sustained it. But, going into Game 7, it's Game 7. Should be fun.
Front row on the left.
Terry, Young, ESPN. What did you see on the scuffle between Will and Seth, and do you think the league should do anything added on top of it?
I don't know. I tried to see the replay late. I didn't have a good view of it. Obviously, the referees, when they go to replay and they're able to review it and they see it from all different angles and they come up with a decision, it's hard to argue with that. But the league will do, if it does anything, they'll do whatever they need to do.
To your right, Coach, on the wall.
Coach Mike Richmond, NBC Sports. You scrapped kind of your defensive matchups after the first 5 minutes.
Because it wasn't going very well.
Agreed. How much, and you changed up the lineup in the second half, the rotation changed a little bit. How much of what you're doing is just based on feel? How much of it is scripted? And
you go into every game with a plan, but we've talked about different scenarios, and I didn't expect to play Evan the whole fourth quarter, but he's done a good job guarding Millsap, and he gives us a playmaker, and we're able to do different things offensively. And I would like to say, it's easy to look at Rodney and Zach, and the contributions were obvious, but I thought Evan Turner was terrific. I mean, for a guy who doesn't take a shot, seven rebounds, 7 assists, and really impacted the game without taking a shot. So, to answer your question, is by feel how the game is going, trying to read the game. If it's going well, don't mess with it too much. If it's not, then you got to find something else.
Does that kind of explain why you rolled with Dame on the bench for so long in the fourth quarter?
Well, a little bit. Seth hit a shot. I think, I know if Seth hits a shot and I take him out, everybody's yelling at me why you take him out. So it's just one of those things. But
Last question in the back.
Terry, Joe Becker from K2. I know the fans are enjoying the series. How much are you enjoying series that's going 7 games?
I'm looking forward to Game 7s are special. It's I don't know if it's a question of enjoy. I enjoy the wins; those are nice. But if you had asked me that 2 days ago, not so much.